Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood, and in this series we're comparing two accounts that I started at the same time on the same day, and I'm playing the same way with one major difference. One account is free to play, the other has a monthly spending budget. It's day 36. Let's take a look at our progress. Thanks again for joining me. As always, we have a bluish-green border around the free-to-play account, and then on the budget account, we have no border. I'll go back in here and take care of the normal stuff that we do every day. Going to the shop to pick up our regular pack. Love these. Wish they were every day. And our shard. So what are we getting on day 36? I didn't check ahead of time. Oh, good. It's an ancient shard. I like to pick my moments when getting the energy. Something that I had a video a couple of days ago and talked about CVC prep, kind of what some of the things you can do as an early game player to make CVC a little bit more effective. And in that video, I talked a little bit about sparring pit and some sparring pit strategy that you can use. And I got a really nice comment. I'll show you this comment. Kyle Simonson said, "Great CVC tips. I'm so ready to spend some resources. I've been waiting to build a Wixwell clan boss team." Easy for me to say. For the sparring pit, I like to level my 4-star chickens to level 19 during champion training before I put them in there. Enjoying the series. Keep up the good content. Thank you so much, Kyle, for the nice words. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And I didn't mention this before. I thought it was a really is a good comment, and actually it is something that I do on my main account here. You'll see I just put some 4-stars into the sparring pit here. I always level them up to 15 before putting them in, and for me that's, well, for everybody I think, it's 2 brews plus 1 1-star champion, and that gets them just over the level 15. I'm not sure, getting to level 19, let's take a look in here. What 19, how efficient. I've found that 15 is kind of the most efficient use of brews. I don't like to use too many brews because I do a lot of the champion training events. A lot of times I do the champion training a lot for the books, just for the books. Let's find a 4-star. There's one. Okay, so here's a 4-star. Let's go into the tavern. And this 4-star has no levels in it. And let's look at how many brews it takes to get to 19. I know 3 is 18. Okay, so he's putting 3. Maybe he's running him in campaign also. He's probably running him in campaign to get him up to level 19. Or it looks like you could put 3 brews and let's see if we put a 2-star in. What does that do? Maybe a 2-star and a 3-star? No, sorry, maybe a 2-star and a 1-star. That gets you just over. I like the efficiency of just crossing this line but not going too far. I think it's just an efficiency thing. Yeah, so I mean that's a pretty good strategy. So I appreciate that from Kyle. I've always just done 2 brews into my 4-stars. And that just looks like two brews and 1-star. And you see how that just gets you over the level 15. So it's giving you a lot of levels. It's giving you 7 levels per brew. So it's a good strategy to use if you're using your sparring pit, and I do recommend using it. I think sparring pit is a good it's a good use of resources, and it's efficient. It does take quite a few gems to open all 5 slots. So it's 1,500 gems to open the first level, and I don't ever level it up. I think it goes just fine on the first level. I do know some players do level it up to 3, and I think that makes it a little more efficient. I'm not sure it's worth all the gems that it takes, because then the next level is close to 2,000 gems, and I don't know what the 3rd level is, honestly. So, hey, look, an ancient shard. We're almost a week into the new month, and still collecting those 5 ancient shards, and I never keep track of how many I've collected. I know it always comes out to 5, but I've never really kept track. See if there's anything in here worth doing today. I think we did Iron Twins the other day, first level. That one okay. I think it worked because it was on magic affinity. This one could work too. Maybe I should wait until they nerf it. The nerf isn't, I don't think the nerf is active yet, but Stagnite's really good in here. And also you've got Adlin. Let's use Taragi's, and let's use Frolny since he's strong affinity. I haven't tried this. Let's see if let's see if it works. We could manual this also, but if it's gonna work, I like to just see. Yeah, I'm really happy about some of the changes they're making to these bosses. Ooh, that was a hard hit. I love this Frolny. He's so good. And I just did a new build. For the first time, I used the Hell Hades optimizer. I actually went in and made a user login and everything, and I'm actually paying for it because I want access to it all the time, not just when we have the free gear removal. And I like supporting Hell Hades. I think he's been so crucial in so many things, that so many resources and things that support the game and players, and so I really, yeah, that's when spending money for a game, I really don't mind supporting somebody like that. He's doing a great job. And that optimizer, it was the first time I've ever built a champion on the optimizer. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we can do one. I don't know that we can do two. We might as well see. That gave us 60 coins. Wow. It takes 1,000 coins to get one mortal soul stone. It gave us 60. Is it worth the energy that we spent? But yeah, so I used the Hell Hades optimizer to build my Frolny on my main account, and to rebuild him. I had him in an okay build. It wasn't great, but I put in the parameters, and I still don't really. I'm still not an expert in using the optimizer yet. There's a lot to it, and so I need to go over his video again that instructs how to do it. But it was really cool, and it gave me a build that there's no way I would have come up with. One of the things that I enjoy about the game is coming up with champion builds. I kind of like going through and finding the gear and getting the stats all the way I want it and everything. But when you've got 1,500 pieces of gear sitting in your inventory, and you want a certain build. So like for example, on this build, I could have found the Savage gear to ignore defense that for that Frolny build, but it found two kind of split pieces of gear that weren't, I had it set so that it wouldn't find gear that was on any of my other champions, and it found two pieces of gear that I never would have come up with on my own, that made the build sort of complete. And that was really nice, and it's fast, and yeah, it was really cool. So I highly recommend, if you're having, if you don't like gearing your champions, because that's one of the reasons I've held off and not done it, is because I like gearing champions. To me it's fun. It's like it's like just another puzzle within this puzzle of a game, and I enjoy doing it. But sometimes it takes so long, and I'm not sure I'm getting the best build, and so it was really cool. I may not use it every time. Wow, we got stage 2 done. That's cool. All right, I don't know if we can do 3, but let's try it. We've got keys, we might as well try. So that's 65 coins. Wow, between level 1 and 2, you get 5 more coins. You need 1,000 for a mortal soulstone. Just, yeah, it's, and this, I'm not saying anything new here. I know everybody complains about this, but it's too much. Anyway, so yeah, really, and it gave me a great build for Frolny. It was all in Savage gear, and like I said, I could have found the Savage on my own. I probably would have been able to do that, but I had him in a lethal build before, and it just increased his damage a lot. And I just ran him through a secret room in Doom Tower, and he just hit so much harder than he used to. So it was a lot of fun, and it was very satisfying to watch. So, wow, are we gonna do this again? Stagnite is so good for this boss because he puts the decreased speed on. I know there we go. Now I hate when he cleanses. That's just so frustrating. But the nerf is going to be really nice. The nerf to this boss is going to be really good because the requirements for the higher levels for accuracy and resistance and everything are just so high, and it's just it's really difficult to build champions to do it. And if you have a geomancer and some ways of sort of, I don't like to say cheese, but there's ways that you can use, like Emic. I use an Emic trunk art team that I learned from Bronco. Bronco's a really good content creator too. It comes up with some great strats, so check him out if you haven't. But anyway, so yeah, Stag Knight's good for this fight because of the decreased speed, and wow, we might be able to do this one too. Nice. I wonder if it's already nerfed. I noticed something really cool about the update so far, and I don't know if it's live everywhere in the game. What? 1310 coins? Oh, was that was the reward for that was the reward just for getting it done on the stage, wasn't it? Had to be. Yeah, it was a special. Okay, so you see where these specials are. That just gives you the coins for, yeah. So it gave me 1,300 plus the 10 that I got for finishing stage 3. All right, should I try 4? I need more energy. Well, I'm not going to open more energy yet. Anyway, suffice it to say, I really like the optimizer. It's been a long time coming, and the other really cool thing was going through your gear on the optimizer. You can go through and select gear, and you can see which gear has weak rolls. And because sometimes I forget, what the rolls are for different stats. Like I know by heart all the speed ones. I know exactly what the speed should be doing, but on some of them, accuracy and crit rate and crit damage and HP and defense, I sometimes just forget, which one is a good roll and which one isn't. And so it's really cool to go through and you can look at all your gear. You can look at the way your champions are built. You can lock certain ones so you don't rob gear off of them. So it's really cool, and it just runs in the background, and then the team building thing too. I was looking at improving my Fire Knight team, and I went in there and it showed me a team that I could build, and I'm not sure I can achieve the stats of that team, but I know I've got the pieces in place, the champions in place to do it, and so that was really cool. Anyways, yeah, so I used it for the first time, really like it, but I like building champions too. I just think it's fun. I just think it's a fun thing to do in the game. I know that maybe sounds weird because it can be tedious to do, but I like the puzzle of it. I like puzzles. That's why I like this game. Let's go summon 3 champions. Get that quest out of the way. Starting to build up some ancient shards, so that's really nice. Got up to 41 on the free to play here, and we've got some good champions. So I'm not really, I don't feel pressed to summon any of these shards. There's a pretty good progressive chance on today, except, progressive plus the fact that you're not getting an increased chance, plus the fact that there's no summon rush or champion chase going on. So it's, other than the fact that CVC is happening, but it's not a personal rewards CVC, so it's kind of too bad. But I like a lot of the champions that are in this progressive chance. Morrigan is so good when it comes to Amius, that boss, and it's a I can't remember if she was a fragment fusion or a traditional fusion, but anyway, she was a fusion that we did, and I did skip that one, and I kind of knew at the time it was a time when I just didn't feel like I could do a fusion at that time. It wasn't because I didn't think she was going to be good. When I saw that she did a protected heal reduction, I was like, oh, that's probably something that we're going to need in the future. But I just couldn't do the fusion. So I feel bad about not. I've been able to do Amius each month without her, but she would make it so much nicer. So I feel bad about that. And Podrick, I didn't do Podrick either. He's also really, really good, and I knew he was going to be good too. Oh, Podrick was a guaranteed. Yeah, I didn't have the resources to do guaranteed. Nekmothar, I am lucky enough on my main account to have 2 Nekmothars, and he's just great for Hydra. I use both of them in 2 of my Hydra teams. Very good. Lyssandra's really good too. She's a great turn meter control. She's sort of like High Katoon, but way more. Dial turned up to 11, High Katoon. Really, really good. So yeah, she's a legendary version, and Duchess obviously is just great for arena. So No, I'm not going to do any summons. You silly goose. So we've been working on masteries on the champions on both of our accounts, because like I told you before, I try to keep, consistent about what activities I'm participating in and everything like that. I try and keep up with the challenges and the quests and everything on both accounts as much as I can. I know that the budget account is eventually going to pull away a little bit, but the free to play has kept up pretty well. So we've been doing masteries. I'll show you on Stag Knight here. We've gotten up to the tier 4 filled in. And I explained yesterday why I wasn't taking Evil Eye on Stag Knight, and with Frolny we're starting on tier 4 there. And I explained why I was going down the defense tree. And then, so you can see, even after all the Minotaur runs we've done, I still, we haven't got it even close to being completed yet. But there's Adelan's where it stands now, and Padma. So Padma, I did put, I didn't know what to put on this fourth tier as the third one. I knew I wanted Lore of Steel. It just increases from your artifact set. So for example, if you've got a regen set on, regen set increases your HP, and so this enhances that a little bit. It's not a ton, but it does do something, and I kind of like that one. And I didn't want to put Evil Eye on her in case we use her on Bommel also, and I didn't want to put Cycle of Magic, because we really don't need her to cycle her AoE decrease accuracy or her buff steal. If you're using her in some of the places that I use her, you're mostly using her for her A1. The buff steal one, usually when you need it, you have it back off cooldown anyway. So I didn't worry too much about Cycle of Magic for that one, but I did put Cycle of Violence on, and the reason that I did was because for example, if you're using her in Amius, the boss, and I know that's a long ways away on this account, but I'm just, in general, talking about Padma and talking about masteries. If you're going to use Cycle of Violence, some people think, oh, it decreases the cooldown, you can't use that one. Yeah, but it only does it if the damage that you inflict on by a skill, and so that doesn't count with HP burn or poison or anything else. Only on your skill hit, okay? If it exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. Well, when are you going to do that to Amius? Like, there's no way. You're not going to do that. And Padma, you're not going to build for that much damage anyway. Kind of my thought was, the reason to use this mastery on her is if you have her in, for example, Faction Wars, and she uses her big AoE hit, and she does a whole bunch of damage to a couple of the targets, well, then maybe she'll get that AoE hit back, that does the decrease accuracy. So I just thought, that might be a good one to put on her just in case. Some of the others, I like the idea of Wrath of the Slain, but I try to only put Wrath of the Slain on champions that I know that their other teammates are going to die, and so it's part of a planned strategy with Wrath of the Slain. You don't want to put Wrath of the Slain on a champion when you want the team to survive. The whole idea is for the team to survive, unless you're doing one of those strategies where you want the champion to solo, and then you expect or want the other members of the team to die, so that you can get this increase in stats, the increase in damage, and it's 10% increase in damage, and that can be significant, if you're using damage. But if you're not using damage to kill the boss or whatever the goal is on your solo strategy, then you're not going to need that anyway. Sometimes, a lot of solo strategies use poisons or HP burn. Well, that, this isn't going to help with that anyway. And for example, if you're doing Ice Golem, you don't want increased damage at all. So Wrath of the Slain it kind of has some niche uses, but usually I kind of leave it off unless you just know that part of the team is going to die and you're going to need that extra damage. So that's just something to say about that. And then obviously bring it down. Anything in PvE you want to use, bring it down. I think we're almost about to get a weekly challenge out of the way on that one. It's funny. Because I bought the Forge Pass, the weekly challenges kicked in on this budget account. Yeah, see, once I get up to 25, I'll get 12 more of these Forge Pass points, and then that'll just put me further ahead on this. So, daily challenges: gauntlets to 8, classic arena battles using at least one Force champion. Okay, 3 of them. That was really tough. Earlier today, I did a mission where I had to defeat 100 classic arena champions. And man, when you're in Gold 1, and it's really hard to find wins on each page, and you're looking for single targets. So I bounced back and forth between. So I took some losses that I knew I was going to take just to bounce back to Silver 4, so that I could find more wins that had 4 champions, 4 champion teams that I could beat. And it took several hours. And I just kept bouncing back and forth, and then I would have to wait and do a refresh. But I would take some losses on purpose in Gold 1 just to bounce back to Silver 4. So I got that one out of the way, and I got up to Gold 1 again. And I don't see any wins here. Yeah, so it's hard to find wins on these pages. Just very difficult. But I was able to get through that mission. Oh, man. And so now I'm on 5 superior spirit potions from stage 13 or higher of the Spirit Keep. So that's a tough one too. We were able to do the magic yesterday, or this morning actually, we did it. How's your clan versus clan going? Let me know how, because how Kyle was talking about his clan versus clan building his Wixwell team. So a lot of, that just confirmed what I said in the video, that a lot of players save up resources, and when they're going to do a big project, they wait to do it in clan versus clan, because building teams and doing masteries, and not masteries, you don't get points for masteries. You should, but you don't. But doing ascensions and using your skill books and all those things, that you do when you build a team, they all give you a bunch of clan versus clan points. So let's go up to 14. I think we can do 14. So this is a moment where we do have heal reduction. We have this guy. I don't know if I have him built well enough for this. Let's see. I'll spend energy to find out if he's okay to use. Yeah, that shield looks a lot bigger on what's his name? I forget his name. That shield looks a lot bigger when they don't have very much HP to start out with, and then Tragi puts shield on everybody and looks like a small shield on everybody else, and then on him it looks like this big huge shield. Yeah, he's not even going to survive this, is he? Oh, that's not good. Well, okay. I don't like them having a Crimson Helm or a Paragon or any of those champions in these waves like this. It just makes things take longer. Yeah, this is going to be a kind of a tough one without. I might have to build that guy up a little bit, but he does have the heal reduction, so. And Adeline has the buff Steel, that she can maybe steal that block debuffs off of him. These are going to take too long if I don't have that heal reduction. I'll have to build that guy. What's his name? Ripper Fist. That's it. Ripper Fist. I forgot his name. Ripper Fist is, he does the heal reduction. It's a pretty good one, that he does. So I'll have to build him up a little bit more just so that these fights don't take so long. Yeah, I'll put some levels in him, maybe take him to 4-star. Yeah. Maybe ascend him too. We can probably ascend him. Let's look in the tavern and see. Ripper Fist. You know who Ripper Fist reminds me of? Taserface. I know it's the same number of syllables, but it just seems like the same type of dude, Ripper Fist and Taserface. It'd be a really great nickname. I'll run him through campaign to get him up to level 30. I don't want to waste the brews. I like to build the brews up until I have at least 250 or so, and then I can draw them down during champ training events and then build them back up, when I'm not doing champ training. So I think about 250 is a good level to get to. That's just me though. That's just kind of how I look at it. I think everybody decides their own their own thing. Collect our mystery shards. I didn't see any gear here. No. Yeah, we've pretty much outgrown the market, unless something 5-star, legendary or epic shows up. I don't even look really at them. And then most of the time you don't buy them anyway because they're not good. But I can't. So another quest you always want to look up every day is I always look up the advanced quest to see which arena quest to do for the energy. Tag team single affinity. Okay, we can do that. And then I look up campaign battle 7 times. So you want to look at this one to see if it's campaign boss 3 times or campaign battle 7 times, just to get it out of the way. Because if you don't look at it, sometimes you can be running campaign all day long on 12.3 where we normally farm, and then you might get to the end of your day and realize you didn't do all of your advanced quests because you didn't know that there was one that had to do campaign boss 3 times. Taserface, let's put him in. So we'll run that. We made a big jump on the free-to-play. Let's take you back here. Made a big jump on clan boss damage on the free-to-play. Really happy about that. So now we are kind of in a comfortable, so you can see on the test on free-to-play here, 7.7 million damage in 1 key. That puts us in 3 key, comfortably in 3 key territory on Brutal. So that's really good. And I think that just had to do with, I put a banner on Taragi that gave him a little bit more speed. And I think it actually speed tunes him with the boss so that his skills cycle better and his ally protection. So he keeps the team alive for quite a bit longer. And they're able to ramp up more damage over time that way. I did skill up Stagnite also. I got him skilled up almost to his cooldown on his A2, and so I need to get another book into him. I just ran out of books for CVC here, and I took a quest. I can't remember if it was free to play or I think it was the free to play though. I took a quest to fully book an epic champion. I thought I would have enough books. I didn't, so I may have to spend a couple of epic books after Clan versus Clan is over after tonight to get Stagnite skilled all the way up so that I can get that clan quest taken care of. But yeah, he's landing his decreased attack and decreased defense. I don't know if his accuracy is good enough yet, but sometimes in arena he'll weak hit a magic champion or something like that. But he's doing pretty well. And then but I still need to put sniper on it because it's only 95%. So we haven't gotten up to that tier 6 or tier 5. We haven't gotten up to the tier 5 mastery yet where we can put the sniper on him. But he is collecting red scrolls now, so we should have that pretty soon, probably within a day or two. It's just, man, it takes so many runs of Minotaur to get all those done. Breaking back in here just for a second, I just realized what the problem with Monk is in Clan Boss. If you're speed tuning and you're depending on Taragi's ally protection to protect your team, you don't want people that take extra turns, and that's one of the things Monk does. It's a good thing about him in most cases, but it can be a bad thing when he takes an extra turn and outruns his ally protection when he's down to small health, and then the clan boss kills him on the next hit. Oh no, we just lost Taragi. Okay, so this probably isn't going to be a 7 million damage hit, but we did pretty well for the time for the amount of time we had. Yeah, this isn't going to be, but that's that's pretty good, still pretty good. So yeah, we have some work to do to make it consistent. That's quite a bit of a difference, percentage wise. That's quite a lot of difference between the two results. So I was so excited, but yeah, I can see the problem. Monk is outrunning. He'll take an extra turn and then outrun that ally protection. So then he dies, and you're not getting all that poison damage that he would do. He still did quite a bit, and then Taragi's so good. Just getting poison damage out to the clan boss on the passive, and then on his 2 hits that he has, he's got the War Master too. So he's doing so well. And then Stagnite's doing a lot better than he used to after I got him into the lifesteal gear. We got some work to do on the consistency of that. we're stuck on the same challenge on the free-to-play that we were stuck on earlier today on the budget account, which is this one of defeat 100 champions in Classic Arena. Man, and it's been even tougher on the free-to-play. For some reason, I've been in higher, I've had more I had more points when I was in Gold 1, and I don't really know why. I don't think I've done better, performance-wise in Gold on the free-to-play than I have in the budget. So I don't know why I had more points, but it was harder to work my way down, and I haven't been able to work my way down, and then see you'll get one like this show up, and you can't pass it up. It's four champions that you can take down. So yeah, it's been kind of a tough challenge when you're just having a really hard time. And I know that's going to be the challenge with the Arbiter missions. This is one of the Arbiter missions, but later Arbiter missions when you have to rank up your Great Hall bonuses, and man, those are tough. Getting all those to level 10. I think you have to have 3 of them to level 10, and that takes so many of these points. I think this one's doable. Let's see. Oh, we were faster than the Sun Wukong. That's good. She's gonna take him down. Look at that. That's great. Good job, Athel. Good job, everybody. Good team win. Yay, team. I don't know. So I've been taking a lot of risks. I had the challenge out of the way where you had to win, I think 10, it was 10 in a row. You had to win 10 Classic Arena battles in a row in Gold 1. And I got that one out of the way. So let's see if we can do this one. Rhonda is so tough. Rhonda is so tough in Classic Arena. That's one champion that I've neglected. I have a Rhonda, and I have neglected to build and use her consistently for live arena especially. I think she's really effective and good in live arena, and I haven't been able to build her yet. I don't know. That Artak looks tough. Are we gonna be able to beat this Artak? Ooh, that was a big hit. I don't know if nope. Oh man, it's so tough. But I'm going to try again. Another habit that I have is sometimes I don't trust that it's going to give me the one that I want. So I go up here. This is a really nice change. We never used to be able to sort things by receive date or expiration date. And I like this expiration date one because it puts everything in order, and you know which arena tokens you should take based on when they're going to expire. And so I really like that change. It's been really nice. But let's go back in and fight another fight that we probably can't win. I don't know. I'm going to try it. So suffice it to say, Classic Arena, and especially this mission to defeat 100 champions, to be able to get that out of the way quickly is tough. It's really tough. I've wasted a lot of coins on losses, just trying. And it's not necessarily just because I'm trying to work my way down to Silver 4, but it's kind of, for right now, if I want to get this out of the way quickly, if I could take a week, to do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to wait that long. So working my way down to Silver 4 seems to be the right strategy. It's just I've been too high in Gold 1 to do that, without taking so many losses and using so many coins or tokens. They call them tokens to get to in Classic Arena. So I feel kind of bad about that. Oh, good. We crossed another threshold. Look at this, how our clan versus clan is going. We're going to be able to collect 4 rings, which is great. 2 of them are reaction and 2 blood shield. And so hopefully those will go into factions where it benefits us a lot. But yeah, we collect another reward here. That's really good. I'm going to wait and come back and get that because it's energy later. But yeah, 2 3-star chickens. The core hammers aren't that big of a deal anymore. They used to be pretty significant, but not anymore. But yeah, the 100 energy and the 2, that's pretty big. I'd love to be able to get over here, but we just don't have very many members in our clan that are participating. You can see the other clan that we're against is even worse shape than we are, as far as how many members of their clan are participating. And that's why we're thrashing them so significantly. See, they've only got a few guys, and obviously they're new players, so they're not they're not able to put up the points. So you just never know who you're going to get matched up with. You know, we could get matched up with somebody who thrashes us 2 weeks from now on the personal rewards one, and you know, that's just how it happens sometimes. Yeah, I think it's been fun just to do clan versus clan, and I mean, we're not that worried. You know, we're not that worried about winning, but when we can get a win like this and get the rings, and because the rings are pretty nice to have, especially when we don't have that many accessories that are, you know, high quality. So they're not 6-star yet, but for the big win in the tug of war, we're getting 2 epic ones, and those could be good. You know, you never know. So we will hope that those are good rewards for us. And on the other account right now, I'm just leveling up my Ripper Fist up to 30 so that I can get him to a 4-star, and, and hopefully he'll be tough enough to get through that fight and put that heal reduction on the green boss. That's all I had for today. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful to each and every person. Kyle, thanks again for your comment and for your nice words. It was really nice to hear that today. I kind of needed that boost, and man, feels really good. So I know the bad comments feel bad, and the good comments feel good, and you need, like, I think the study is that you need 7 good comments to outweigh 1 bad one. And fortunately, people have been very nice to me so far, and so that kind of keeps me going. It's really no, I don't need encouragement to keep going. I'm committed to the full year for this series, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a blast, and like I said yesterday, I'm learning a lot of new things outside of my comfort zone, something I never thought I would do. But I've been thinking about running this side-by-side series of running 2 accounts, 1 free-to-play, 1 budget. I wanted to compare, and you can't compare 2 accounts that were started at different times, you know, with different 7-day login champions, or with 2 different players, for example. I've seen some free-to-play players that outdo whales, you know, in a lot of ways, and I've seen some really low-spend players outdo whales in a lot of ways too, just being more efficient by being able to anticipate, hey, you know, this isn't a good reward and I'm not going to go for this event. This is a good reward and this one is worth going for. To be able to make those critical decisions and things like that in a game like this, it's really significant, and it can mean the difference between being an okay player and being a great player. So I thought you can't compare 2 accounts that are being played by 2 different people because they make different kinds of decisions. And so I thought that it would have to be the same person playing both accounts to really be able to fairly judge, you know, what the spending difference really is in the game. And then there's the RNG difference, and of course that's fair, you know, that you can have some really good RNG on one account and really bad RNG on the other, and that may affect the outcome as well. And so that's why I committed to a full year, because I think over a long period of time, RNG differences in, you know, that can do short bursts of progress usually will even out over a long period of time. And I think a year is pretty fair. And so I think this is going to be a fair test, and I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And so we can keep enjoying it together. I've been Wood, and I appreciate you.